Sagbero ruwe. Sibo sagbero ruwe. Sibo sagbero ruwe. Ya yo so duwe yeba. Sibo bena duwe yeba. Sibo bena duwe yeba. Sibo duwe yeba. Mapa shesi mapa yo. Ina mapa shesi mapa yo. Mapa shesi mapa yo ba. Sibo duwe yeba. Ya yo so duwe yeba. Give up I know. Give up I know. Give up I know. Ya yo so duwe yeba. Mapa shesi mapa yo. Sagbero, I say, oh, Sibo Benade, Upo Benade, Sibo Benade, ya you so do a yapa, I say, Papa do a yapa, I don't know what you swallow, in a brand you swallow. Get a point you can, you pan already. Never do a yapa. I say, when I do a yapa. When I do a yapa. I say, Mama Josie, Mapa Josie, Mapa Sibo do a yapa. I say, yeah, you so do a yapa. Mapa Josie, Paya, I know Mapa Josie, Paya, Mapa Josie, Paya, I say, you so do a yapa. I swear, you Josie, in a money, Josie, Sibo Paya, every day I'm on away, Sibo Paya, as a boy, every day I'm on away, Sibo Paya, and you saw Paya, so Josie, boy. Mona say Jesse boy, say Jesse boy, ya you so my yo. Mona mo Jesse we play yo, Jesse bo my yo. As a boy bra, I hear Jesse we now. As a boy bra, I know it, oh I know it, oh I know it. Papa my yo, everybody I play away. I say.
Good evening, welcome. I'm Samson of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for being here this evening. Mr. Atta Tati, thank you so much. Mr. Dennis, Fred, Dennis Nambe is in the house. And of course, Ari Samba, for Jala, and of course, Solent. This song says, let's take this low off our hair. It's a traditional song from the southeastern side of the Republic of Liberia. Welcome to the show. The panel is going to be here. And you will also form part of the conversation here as usual. I am your host, Alfonso Zienso. Let's take this low. I have no idea what that low is all about. But let's take the low off on our hair. So says the gospel singer. I said, Welcome Mr. Anderson, of Melvin Anderson. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Of course, Zorita Yasi to welcome you are on the house of LPR, Liberia Public Radio. We play songs of inspiration. Let's take this law off on our hair. I have no idea what that law is all about, but it just say let's take the law off. I am Alfonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. This is what we love doing. And simply because of you, without you, we can't just do what we're doing. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for sharing this day with us. A lot is unfolding in Liberia. We have no idea who is taking this law. Frenchmen say Bakai, whatever it is. Here come Mr. Sekou Uman Talawali. Thank you so much. Folks, just do me a favor if you can just hit the share button as well, just to get someone who is interested in knowing what is going on in their country, in their community, to join this forum, because we are about to have a conversation. And of course, as usual, we intend and will not leave no one behind. And this is why LPR is always here. Thank you so much for being here this evening. The clock is eating, the time is eating. Decision day in October 2023. Welcome to the show. All right, so another day here. Let's see what's happening right here, and we will get us going. Of course, my neighbor from the base, stay close to God himself. Thank you so much joining this forum. I'm Alfonso Zienso, Mr. Conant. You are welcome. This is the Diaspora Informative News Network. David Goy coming in just right in time when we are about to set the dinner table. Who's going to eat a greater portion of it? I have no idea. But what we do know, we are going to get a piece of the pie here this evening, because it's all about Liberia. And I want you to place those phone calls. Guys, we are in a consequential time. Trust me. Decision day in Liberia. That's the 10th, 2023. Can you imagine? So, well, what? Years, almost months back, we were talking about all this election, but we have reached the zenith. We have reached the time. Thank you so much. We want to say welcome to the show. We are glad that you be here to in our company, and welcome to, I am your host, Alfonso Zienso. Be the first to know what is happening across the globe. We don't break unnecessary news here. We only break it when it becomes necessary, when it is verified, when it is authenticated. That's what it's all about. And because of you, there's no way that we can always say, look, a lot is ongoing here. So we need to be very, very much real into the conversation to help drive our folks. I am your host, Alfonso Zienso. Welcome to the show. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you so much for sharing your evenings with us. As usual, I am Alfonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. We want to welcome all of our viewers for being here this evening, to your commitment on this network. It cannot be overemphasized. Just do me a favor. Hit the share button and just invite someone into this company. It's not about me. It's not about you. But the country called the Republic of Liberia, a lot is unfolding in the country, politics, in the social world. I mean, too much. It's just a crowded field, and trust me. But we have to manage it. We have to handle it, and we have to give you a nice and great conversation. Ambrose, Orita, and Emlet, thank you so much for being part of this program. If this is your first time, will throw a red carpet for you because you deserve it. You know what it means to just take off your pressure time that you want to listen to somebody just running his or her mouth, blah, 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 all day. But I believe it is for an ultimate reason. It is for a goal. And I do know the love you have for your country. So you are all out there to see what is happening, to know what is going on in your country. And that is part of the commitment we as citizens for our country. Except we find ourselves in a polarized society. So it becomes a little bit convoluted, volatile, and in the kind of conversations we're going to be hearing. And just beware. Every platform, every network you go to, they have their own talking point. They have their own conversation. It is the same here. We have no control on what's going to be going on in other networks and stuff like that. But we feel there's a greater portion of all of what we are doing, and part of that is to maintain civility, to hold a country at high extent. We can critique, we can criticize, we can point out. But guess what? It must be done with civility. This is why the civilized people, as do a lot, they created a thing called conference. You can sit at a table and sort out your differences. Be persuasive. Be able to make a strong argument to your case. Be able to be more concrete, not abstract. Be able to tell me something of a substance. If you are unity partisans, you want to get ANC partisan over. Don't just go tell the person, vote for Boyka. I'm telling you, man, vote for Boyka. You are not providing anything, no substance. And apparently that's how the conversation is being driven on most of this network. We will do it. But the question how, they find it very difficult to address because it contains component, branches, and there will be a follow-up question. So guess what? They will just say, my man, I'm just telling you, man, you will do it. Okay, I understand he will do it. How? They can address it. And so they become more temperamented. They become impatient. They become intolerant, like the politicians themselves. This is why they are struggling to navigate their talking point. Because they are not confident of what they are saying, or they have no idea what they are saying. So limited, like inform. And they want to be the spokesperson, they want to be the talking heads for these people. If you want to be a talking head for people, then you must be informed. Equip yourself with information. Because when you're talking, I'm going to be listening. You want to be listening. There's something you're trying to sense out. There's something you want to get hold of. So that you're going to take a deep breath. This guy, this lady, this person is saying something. There's a need that I pay more attention to and ask some questions. But guess what? They do not want to answer questions. They do not want us to answer questions. So they create saying, they create a drama. They put us some jamboree theater and jump into slogans and chanting. And we all move by the wavelength. These questions are not asked. At the end of the day, the victims become the victor and the victor becomes the victim. And we saw that happening in real time during the war. This is not, the gun is not firing now. What is firing now is more dangerous than even the physical gun. And that's the challenge we are faced with as a people and as a nation. Mr. Wilson-Boyle, thank you for being here this evening. We will not give up. We will not tire. We will not get tired, even when the race is over. That's why we're going to hold their feet to the fire. And that's one of the reasons, guys, folks, we want to have a conversation with them directly. I'm sick and tired talking to these surrogates who have no idea, who are not even in power. Because when you even bring them on against me, all their talking point is guess game. I think this is what he will be doing. So why now we talk to the person, he or she, that's going to be driving this vessel that eventually we're going to form part of that vessel, whether we like it or not, we will be part of it because they will be our leaders. There will be president, there will be senators, there will be representatives. We need to figure out a way, and we count on you guys to have this conversation. 2 major elections, the first branch of government and the executive. How many days now? For those of you who are mathematicians, and you can go on the official website of NEC to tell us what is the length of the conversations we are having now. All we are having is justification, blame game. Would that help us? Absolutely not. This is where we have to be selective. Find either go with quantity because you want these numbers to be, huge, or you take a quality that is more durable, relax, and guarantee. The quantity always find itself in a transit position because they're going to be changing flight. When you get a quality, it goes a long way. And this is why we are doing everything possible. The deal is sealed. Liberia Public Radio and that of Big FM 103.9 and Sky Communications will be bringing you a lot of information, will be echoing our voices, your voices in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. Name from Philly, Mr. Tillett, welcome to the show. This is very important. Very, very, very much important. We need to have this conversation. And for God's sake, for those of you who pick a side, excellent, great. We all can be in the same boat. During the war, some people went with Buck Challenge, some people went with Solotisa, some of us went take roadmap by walking. Eventually, we found a saving ground, and we are here today. That's the continuations of our life to get us to be where we are. And we cannot just get here and just let it go, so says the songwriter. We are also on an obligation to inform, to educate, and equip, and get the news out there. I must listen to Alfonso Tilly. I must listen to Dualo. I must listen to Bridgestone Harris. It doesn't matter which party he or she believes in political ideology. Let us not be judgmental. Let us not like our personal feelings, our sentiment when we are discussing a sovereign nation, whether you like it or not. And this is why we do not usually tell you what you want to hear. It doesn't mean we are always on the right side of history, but we try to do the best we can to tell you what you need to know. That is what the media is all about. The proliferations of these media outlets, they are there for so many reasons. And that's part of the beauty of democracy. This whole fake news, it started all here. And it was one of the reasons the federal put in the regulations, because these things, they have the potential to create chaos in society and in good government, everywhere. You have the right to listen. But also be careful what you listen to, because eventually you might potentially act on it. Those people, their conversation, their talking point is very much influential. They are very calculative. They are very strategic about it. But what they do not tell you, they don't tell you their side of the story, because you're going to be asking a question. So the more or less they go on the other side, they make a model star, properly to where interpreted, put words, coins, good words together to entice you, to make you to know. We got a typical Liberian saying, not all shines like a gold. They do it. They are very forceful in their argument. You know how when other people take brand name, a material from Walmart and that of maybe J.C. Penney. You know, when you bought a sneakers directly from Nike and you go any other person, third party or fourth person selling that, you know that the quality, you must look for the quality. Let's get a ball rolling. Let's take this quick commercial break and I will be right back.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Facebook, Instagram, the entire line of social media is the Booker Washington Institute National Alumni Association of North America presenting to you 2023 National Convention in Newcastle, Delaware. Hey, the Tigers weekend long reunion will begin on Friday, June 30th, and from 8 a.m. straight up to 8 p.m. will be arrival of guests, registration, and hotel accommodation. Then 7 p.m. until 12 midnight will be the Tigers night out and Queen contest. Admission will be $20 only. Saturday, July 1st will begin with a General Assembly beginning at 9:30 a.m. straight up to 3 p.m. And that will be followed by the banquet and ball. Those open at 7 p.m. Address is 24 Blaine Vines Drive in Newcastle, Delaware. Convention package for members is $150, while the ordinary will pay only $50. And to our sweet and loving kind sponsors, we'll pay $100 only. And then comes Sunday, July 2nd, is the farewell cookout. This is when fellow Tiger gets to say goodbye to a Tiger. And ladies and gentlemen, the cookout address is 156 Boyer Drive in Newark, Delaware. For more information, please contact Charles Babu 267-240-5487, Jacqueline Bush 678-410-7223, Carlo Miller 619-793-7941, Gentleman Hassan Tor 609-280-9051. Please don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this year's convention will be hosted by the Delaware Valley Chapter BWR. Come on, and let's jam the weekend away.
Tigers of BWR, they're going to be hosting their convention, and talking about that, they're going to be here tomorrow, and we're going to have more conversations. So let's go to Uncle Musa for this one.
Welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery, 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I'm a customer of Uncle Musa. I came here to get some things from grocery. Their things are so nice. They never get expired. They are the best quality. They have the best price ever anyone can get. They have so many things like cream, like meat, a lot of kind of meat. We have so many kind, and it's the best grocery store I've ever seen here in Woodland. They are located at the 65th and Woodland. If you want, I really appreciate you guys to come over to come and patronize with us because they sell the best quality.
Uncle Musa's Groceries on Woodland Avenue, 6523 Woodland Avenue, Philadelphia, PA. Musa's store is composed of varieties of African food as well as Americans, but predominantly African food. You have dry fish, you have cassava, you have yams, you have plantains, bananas, and Musa even goes out of his way to pay people extra to cut the potato grains for customers to save them extra time. We have deeper, we have fufu, we have the refrigeration center, then we also have cosmetics. This is the place to come in Philadelphia. If you come to Philly, you don't reach to Uncle Musa's Groceries, you have not made your trip complete. Welcome, and we look forward to seeing you sponsoring our business. Thank you.
This is Uncle Musa's store. 6523 Woodland Avenue. It's the only store, a grocery store that deals with African stuff. Anything African thing, get in Uncle Musa's store. I'm from Igbo. I'm from Nigeria. So ndị Igbo dum onye ọbụla wonyi ya bịa na Uncle Musa's store 6523 Woodland Avenue. Anything Igbo need.
Welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The business will have a grocery store, African food, all West African food. From Liberia, mostly Liberian food, and we'll have palm oil imported from Liberia, and we'll have a very good customer service. If your customer buy from Uncle Musa, you get bonus. Certain times. Things are very rich in good palm oil. Anything you want from Africa, you can get it from Uncle Musa Grocery. We do retail and wholesale. So you can visit a couple stores in Philadelphia. We have one on 6523 another one is a clothing store, 6519 and Woodland Avenue. And we'll have another one, Derby Gary Road. So you're welcome for shopping. Everything is nice. Customer service perfect.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, that's Uncle Musa. He's one of our sponsors here, and that's quite interesting. He's a Nigerian, but he grew to this network. So many. So, like, man, you don't get no business. You're able to give some patronage. Come on, guys. Nigerian man, Igbo man, finds this very interesting, and I invest and decide of doing so. And I know you can do it. Maybe there's a proper time will come. As usual, we will also we accept goodwill donation. At your own volition, if you find it necessary, and we can just appeal. This is why we want to work to do a piece of job for you. Then you give us something. Too much of free thing, cadeau is not too much good. That's what we do all of these things. Birthdays, graduation, reunion, and all of that. Advertise, you get a business. You want to share a memory time, graduate wedding, so whatever. We do all of that. We want to work for something before you can do that. So, I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. We don't want to get something free. The conversations is about to get, but just what we say, and we have the expertise talking about graduation. My own boy, one of the community leaders here in the Ocean State, daughter is graduated, and there was going to be a big graduation party here this weekend, Jefferson Street, Capitol Hill. Melvin Datu Harvard. Let's take this quick commercial. And I'm going to be bringing in the liberal. He's here. Will he answers our questions here tonight, or as usual, the salad dressing type? Nobody here fe in my more, my hina fe in nobody more. That if they do not have answers to questions, that's how they address people. That's how they talk to people. Let's take this break and we'll be back. The Ocean State of Rhode Island and its environment. Attention, please. We are not in Grand Bassa. We are not in Mount Gibbons. We are right here in the Ocean State of Rhode Island. But wait a minute, Mount Gibbons, the Basolian people of the Bassa land. Let's listen to this. And of course, the people of Rhode Island, the Liberian community and its environment waiting here the news. Mr. and Mrs. Melvin Datu Harvard cordially invite you this Saturday, the 24th, for the grand celebrations at carnivals of the graduations of their daughter, Elvin T. Howard. Oh yes, my mouth is watering. The venue, the place is 70th Jefferson Street in Providence, Rhode Island, right on Capitol Hill. There you have it. That's Melvin Datu Howard, a daughter of Venant. I will be graduating. In fact, she has graduated. She's going to be a part of it. Let's bring in the liberal progressive from Saxtown, Sacramento. It's a strong supporter of Ambassador Jose Newman Boyka. But the question of now is, where is the ambassador? Just before coming here, I reached out to Secretary General Eamon Stewart. We're still waiting for a response. But where is he? He was just in a place. The Gloria Mususka's case in the bizarre twist. This and many more. Let me bring in the liberal progressive of the Liberia Public Radio and strong supporter of Ambassador Joseph Newman Boyka. He has deserted his party, Liberty Party. He has deserted his party. He's one of those that I can say has violated and decided to disrespect the higher court of the land, the final arbiter of the judicial system. Yet they're looking for state power and they think they can enforce the law when they begin to kick the can down the road. Good evening, the Liberal.
Good evening, Mr. Saul. Wonderful to be with you again tonight.
Am I going wrong here? Am I going out of
you can introduce me any way you want. I'm not going to I'm tired of disabusing you on those process. You go ahead, say whatever you want to say. I know who I am. People know who I am. I am member of Liberty Party USA, and I am a strong sympathizer and admirer of Ambassador Boyka. I am under the leadership of my political leader, Madam Lawrence Kanka. And you can classify, characterize it, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. I'm not going to fight with you or anything else. I know who I am. I am who I am. The liberal, Raku.
What's the last title?
No, I'm not going to say that one. Let's just move.
Okay, good evening, folks. We say welcome. If this is the first time, come joining us here. This is the Liberal Public Radio. Hello, I'm excited. Big FM. We're gonna be relaying some programs. We are working on the deal is already CO'd. As a matter of fact, no cost, but we have to use our own good judgment with people when because what we try to do is to accelerate our argument, our talking point. And there's a need that this conversation goes on filter soil. And part of that is those who are going to really be going to the ballot. So this is the first time we say you are welcome. This is the Liberia Public Radio. You can go on Facebook, search engine, type in Liberia Public Radio, follow or click on the account, the bell account. There will be a drop-down button. You want to select all notifications. That way you will get an alert. LPR is on in the USA, inside Liberia, or whatever, to be able to get an alert. We are also on YouTube channel, so you can also follow us. We are on LinkedIn. It's a professional area, so you can also follow us. We try to do everything possible we can to provide so many ways, options that best suit you. You're looking somehow a little bit. You're not looking a happy guy today. What's going on?
I am happy. I just want the show to start and then I get on the road. Just go ahead. When you're ready, let me know, because I got a bunch of stuff here this evening that I'm happy to be here. If you're ready, just let me know, and I can start the process.
Where's the ambassador?
All right, business. Where yeah, what I want to do with the people know who he is. They will vote for him. So why LPR want to know where he is? What want to go? What I got to do with you? You don't even your LPR bill. You don't even get vote in Liberia. You can't go to Liberia to vote. Where you coming to ask? Where the ambassador? Ambassador to where he's supposed to be. He is hanging with his people. He is hanging with the Liberian people. He is answering questions with the Liberian people.
It's been reported he's currently out. This is where this
Mr. So, I'm not here tonight to where like some sort of a candy or what is it what do you call it, this day where kids go out and look for chicken eggs. And this is not Easter Sunday where Ambassador Baka we got to go and fish for him. Ambassador Baka said he's going to be your next Mr. So. I'm telling you right now, if you're not moderating your address to the incoming president, we might just ask you for your long-form birth certificate. And if anything else, we might just say, are you coming here for how long? We're going to be looking into those things. So please let's have a beautiful show tonight. The Liberal is not here to fight with people. I am here to tell you some interesting things that are happening, and I hope you will let me. Why you want to bring Ambassador? But that's not what I want to talk about right now. I have some serious thing I want to talk about. We have a young man here that yesterday came up here and gave us a whole lengthy stories of things about CDC and not about CDC, all kinds of stuff. I'm here tonight to respond to that, and I have more stuff to back me up, Mr. So if you're ready for me, just say I'm ready, and I will unleash this wonderful news that I have for the Liberian people tonight.
But I think it would be fair in fairness to discuss or not to be selective in your talking point. And
no, I prefer fair game. But what I don't want you to do is to tell me how and when and what to say. No, I say what I want to say, and that's that. You can't control you see, you have been trying for the last 15, 16 years since we started the radio business. You've been trying your best. We were the second Liberian group that were able to go on air. The first one, Badio in Washington, D.C. After that, they didn't take long. They went away. And then you and Mr. Nathaniel Cryport came in with an idea of having an internet radio station where no other Liberian were able to come in. We started that, and we, with you and Mr. Nathaniel Cryport leading Boston Radio, Voice of Judea, and everything else now, Liberian Public Radio, most of these people that you see with different platforms today went through Liberian Public Radio. So we're not stranger to each other. You and I have been on this thing here for the last almost 17 years. So we're not stranger to each other. Besides that, we were later anyway. We've been knowing each other for a very long time anyway. So, but besides that, I'm just saying in terms of radio and personality, you've been trying for the last 17 years to tell me what to say on radio, and it's not working. Give it up, Mr. Soul. The Liberal can never be told what to say and what not to say.
You're always in the tendency of making this sort of baby cry, and to feel for people to empathize with you, sympathize with you. But that tone seems to be like a appealing tone in itself, trying to backtrack and make him into retrospect where we came from. That whatever with the first, somebody got to start saying that will not stop me from asking a question that I will need to ask you, because we are obligated, we are obliged to also be honest, just how we want politicians to be honest with us. And so you are at liberty. If you choose to answer questions or plead the fifth, that's okay. Donald Trump pleaded the fifth how many times recently? So it will be nothing gonna cause you no harm, it's gonna cause you no credit damage if you were to plead the fifth. So I just want us to be honest in that regard.
Fair game.
Okay, fair game. Okay, so let's start with you. You seem to be on fire here this evening. What is in your playbook?
All right, just give me 1 or 2 minutes of your time.
2 minutes?
Folks, Samson told the liberal. You see, Mr. Soul, when we come to these gatherings on the platforms such as this, when we turn these camera on, we have to be truthful and say what is true about what we believe and what is happening. I come out here every day and I tell you, CDC are very good at putting their foot in your mouth. And they're very good at that. And they always proving me right. Every time I make that statement, other people don't like it, but that's the truth. That is the truth. I'll give you an example. You see, those of us that are in this technical area, specifically engineer, road, buildings, superstructure, what have you, you have to have something that the people who are going to build it, they have to go by certain things because you do measurement and you tell them how it's supposed to be. And the fact that you're not going to be on the phone or telling them you have what they call blueprint, where the people looked at and said, okay, he wants to go left, he wants to go right, and this is how much he's measuring. That's the blueprint people use to build your ideas that you have. So President Weah, as smart as he is, came up with a proper agenda, one of the best that have ever been offered in terms of Liberian government blueprint, in terms of Liberian government way of trying to help Liberians. One of the best. But what did they do? That good paper they get like that. Good paper. So put it together. What they do? They decide to put it one side. Then Samuel 12 now coming to put a foot, CDC coming to put their foot in their mouth yesterday, telling us they failed miserably. CDC failed. It ain't coming from you. That ain't me who said that one. Samuel 12 said the people failed. Completely failed. That ain't me who said that one. All the newspaper, you were saying that yesterday. He said CDC, the pro-poor government agenda failed. Mr. So, I'm not surprised. The president, he's a brilliant man, no question as far as I'm concerned. But if you're not, he knows that this is what I've been crying on over and over. The president is in a perfect position to take Liberia to the top. He, going back to his soccer days, he used to play in a position where he has supporting staff, supporters, people who will bring the ball to him and give it to him, and all he did was just score, and you're very good at that. But when it came for him to manage the affair of the country that he loves so much, he decided to bring so Fisi around him. So Fisi. They can't pass the ball. They can't even get hold of the ball. Some of them, they score against themselves. How you will move that thing? The pro-poor government agenda they have, such a beautiful document. It's a blueprint. They failed to even try to follow their own blueprint. And then the Samuel 12 yesterday, he failed. Of course, I'm not surprised. A government come to power in 5 to 6 years, no reshuffle. You want to tell me no people that are so smart, they stay in one position for that long? And you expect something different? No. Because your failure to understand the operational process of a government, and you think you're going to succeed? No. Samuel 12, they failed. They were supposed to bring 7 people, and they were supposed to bring only 2 people from poverty. They were not even able to bring half person from poverty level when they started. 2017, it was about 60 something, 40 something percent. Now it's over half of the population in poverty under this government. According to Samuel 12, don't take it from me. I'm not saying it. Samuel 12 told us that. He told us that this government has failed miserably. They will not come here tonight, cutter them, will not come here tonight, can't explain CDC. I said Samuel 12 said, then you come in here tonight to kind of explain that Samuel 12 made mistake. I beg you. I beg you. The liberal is not in any kind of mood tonight to come take any kind of explanation from sedition. CDC, like, here's the worst of all. The election coming. That time that there for you to maybe they gain some kind of true serum in that swallow some kind of pill. Say, oh, that means to be the truth for me. That time that there now you come and tell the truth. Election coming, and you're telling you have failed, and you want Liberians in the meantime to re-elect you, so you will fail again. Who in their right mind would do that kind of thing? After you finish telling you'll fail. Mr. So, I'm not happy because if they fail, Liberia fail. I'm not happy about it. But I like it when they're truthful like that. To tell us, my people, we're sorry, we fail. We fail. Thank you, Mr. Tue. You long be talking tabata, but they want you to not tabata. That the true you don't tell. And we really, 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 really like it. Thank you. We will help you. The stabilizer, the rescue is here, Mr. So. This is why I'm so happy tonight. I think sedition, this is what I always tell you, you're always putting your foot in your mouth. Election coming, Samuel 12 going on truth on FM, and after he swallowed the true pill, he said, we fail. Mr. So, this is what we have.
How many minutes you talk for?
Mr. So, why you got to ask for meaning? Do you want equal time? You want to respond as sedition? You want to respond via CDC and you want to equal time? Is that why you're asking me how many minutes?
I wish I had the authority. This is where you guys get people mind confused. Over 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You gave a talking point. There was no contrast to tell us the alternative. Is that what I want to hear? Do you think is that
Mr.
what?
So I'm not going to give you the whole thing. I will give you piece by piece.
You see,
let the one sink in for how CDC have flunk miserably. Let it sink into the Liberian people. Then I will come back with the alternative. The liberal is here. I can talk, Mr. So you don't come bring out the thing there and not working.
Okay, I can provide you that free consultancy, which is okay. You were talking, I listened. That was very
all right. Okay, I won't say anything. Go ahead.
Well, you start telling the audience, oh, this is what they do to me. Oh, this is why we don't have time for people who are going to be behaving like a toddler, all grown people, and they want to be crying because people
call me all the name you want. CDC failed. That's all I know tonight.
Yeah, but I'm happy on the other hand, based on the information you are providing, and even some of the figures that you throw out there, it just doesn't make no sense. You can't say you get people out of poverty of people. The population of the country is not equivalent to what he's saying here. That's it. But here is the thing here. We're seeing all of this here. Do we have the alternative now, the oppositions or those who seeking for state power? Are they taking time to make the case to the Liberian people? Or is it about just telling the failed policies of this government and not telling us as to how they're going to achieve that? Is that a fair conversation?
I think your question, you've long been interviewing and having questions, but this question is deeper, and they strike a chord with me, and the fact that I'm an admirer of Ambassador Bakai. This question is deep. I'll be truthful with you. And I'll just throw a few names out there. And I'm not here, like I said, I always want to be truthful. If I see something's wrong, I will say so. Only a few people, I would say one or two, specifically Councillor Gonglo, been going around saying what he wants to do.
You start to struggle from the elite of this whole conversation.
Mr. So, you see that one thing, but when I try to be truthful with you, then you say you want to put more saying in my gari. Then when I want to cover my bowl, then you say, "Why I covering the bowl for?" Nobody want to eat sand.
Go ahead.
So the serious question, why are these people not coming out to tell you the difference? I agree with you. And this has also been on my mind. Even though Mr. Twed had told us truthfully that CDC has failed, but the alternative that I see in terms of policy, Tier 1 Gonglo has the most. Second will be Honorable Cummings, but they do not have the population on their side. Ambassador Waka does.
So then let me hold you right there. Let's make it more interactive because we're going to allow the audience to play. That seems to be you backpedaling now. Tier 1 Gonglo, Cummings the second, and the guy you support making hint number line.
I'm being truthful. I'm Mr. So the reason I'm saying that I have not seen anything concrete conversation. Concrete proposal that you will read for at least 5-10 minutes, where the people will lay out, even his supporters, where they will write something and say, 1, we're going to do this, 2, we're going to do that, 3, we're going to do, those kinds of things. You don't hear them.
What is
you hear Mo Ali saying, "Oh, when we come in, this we're going to do this in first 1 or 2 sentences." That is not enough. You have somebody who is the most experienced of all the politicians, including the opposition, and you're going to give me 1 or 2 sentences in what you think he's going to do. That is unacceptable.
So then what is happening?
Where are the policymakers that are supporting Ambassador Waka?
Where is the disconnect in this case?
It's the sycophants that we have around Ambassador Waka that are not being truthful with him.
What's about the guy who is leading this fight? What's wrong with him? What's about him? Why would you want to blame people?
No, but let me go on, because that's what I said. We see CDC has failed because they brought us a blueprint, and they are unable to support that blueprint. They are unable to instruct the contractor, who then I will consider that to be President Weah, to say these are the blueprint. Let's do this. Let's do that.
Don't do this here.
Now, Mr. So, I hope by me calling CDC, I hope I'm not punching you in the guts here this evening. Okay, let me make my point. So, if we're looking at, you ask the question, where is the alternative? Fine, good question. The point that I'm making also is this. I'm also helping. Where is the alternative? Specifically for someone who every Liberian that you talk to back home will say Ambassador Waka. But at the same time, Ambassador Waka should have people right now that are ready, that are going to be able to succeed where this government has failed. But you don't hear anything from these people. Nothing. The only thing you hear most of the time is Mo Ali. Mo Ali alone cannot be Minister of Education, Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Public Works Minister. Mo Ali cannot be 15 ministers. Where are the young people that support Ambassador Waka? Where are the smart Liberians, and I know they do have them, that are within Unity Party who are able to carry on a policy conversation? You don't hear them, you don't see them, you don't read anything about them.
This is the hypocrisy in you people, because you guys are afraid to take the bull by the horn. You are making a true confession, which I really appreciate. And this is what we want to see, not just on the politicians. We who sits on this network, we must be honest. You're not seeing anything. Nothing seems to be happening. But you sit on this network every day, you cry, and you blow the trumpet of he coming to stabilize. When he who even leading this fight.
Mr. So you're not going to make me, you're not going to bamboozle me into taking your view. I reject that. The fight here is this. In as much as I admire Ambassador Bakat, I don't know them, they don't know me, but I admire him. Now, the point here is this. The fact that I come out here and publicly say I admire him and I would like for him to rescue this nation, I should also be truthful. If I don't see anything, I must say it so that those who are following will try to pick up.
What would be the recipe in rescuing your nation? We don't have no canoe, we don't have no ship. Suppose people start running hard, we don't have no light.
And that's why the rescue 1, rescue 2, and the mother of rescue, they're coming, Mr. Slow, to help you. Nobody gonna get drowned. Why Ambassador Baka is at the helm of the ship? They will stabilize their ship. Nobody gonna get. You're not gonna have the poverty issue here that Samuel Toy is talking about on Ambassador Baka. These things gonna be taken care of. My fear, for fear, that's the point. My fear and truthful fear is all of these people that's supposed to take these little steps and here and there. They are all sitting, nothing, no conversation. Just 2 days ago.
Okay, you know the tradition of this network, yeah, we valued our onliners, their tweet, their comment, what is for, what is against, we must also allow them to participate. This is what Mr. Vey is saying. His interest is in number and not the vision.
Okay, well, that's his view. He's entitled to it.
Valid view.
Quarrel with that.
Valid view.
I'm not here to classify or characterize anybody's view. That's their view. That's what they want. That's fine. But let me make my point, Mr. So. Okay. Let me make my point. Are we ready to take phone call right now?
It's one of our analysts calling. So
the analyst, they need to show my face showing right now. My face showing. The people need to show their face too. So eyeball to eyeball, colo. You can't hide behind telephone and can throw a bomb and thing. Then you say, oh, internet. No, that ain't not happening. Come on and face to face and face me.
So, you are just calling his name. He decided to come on and then
but you can't do it behind phone. I said CDC has failed. Come out here. Let the people see you move your hands and let them see you moving your lip. Don't hide behind. Oh, that is something. You hide yourself behind proper agenda, and that proper agenda have failed us. You want to hide behind some kind of telephone here and can't talk? No, we're not going to take it. Come on air. Mr. So let me make my point. The point that I'm on fire tonight. The liberal is here, and I'm not taking no prisoner tonight. Let me make my point. The point here is this. Why I do admire and support Ambassador Bakai, and I know he will stabilize this country. However, I am also realistic on this here. I have to be, because Ambassador Bakai cannot do this job by himself. I will throw my own friend Anthony Cassidy up there. He's an experienced policy maker. I have not seen one paper from this smart young man, Anthony Cassidy. Very smart, brilliant. One paper to say these are some of the things we hope. Nothing. The only person that come out and say something is what's his name? Mo Ali. Where are the brilliant sons and daughters of Liberia that are supporting Ambassador Bakai? Where are they? They're going to sit down, and then when Ambassador Bakai wins, then they want to fight over position. That's exactly what CDC did. After the election, people are paying money to take position that they don't have no clue on how to do. And here we are. And this is what I'm trying to avoid, Mr. So. And so when I say, again, as far as I'm concerned, Councilor Gonglo and Honorable Cummings, they are touching these little pieces. There's a guy that wrote on Daily Observer 2 days ago, supporting Gonglo. And the piece is so wonderful. It's about endorsement. And he wrote that piece. It was so beautiful. People were praising that piece. That's Gonglo, Councilor Gonglo's supporter. Where are the peace from other people from the Unity Party to counter that? Because what the young man said is true. He said, "Don't mind endorsement." He said, "I'm just paraphrasing."
Can you get a glass of water? Because
No, I don't need to drink water right now. Like I said, you missed us. So I've been doing this thing. You and I've been on this thing here for the last 17 years. You think that today I will drink water? Well, you see, I'm trying to explain. Then you want to have trouble now. But I will not mind you tonight. Tonight, I will not mind you because tonight we are on the road. I'm not gonna mind you. You must say, not me flower. I will not mind you. I will just let you talk. But tonight, CDC have flung. CDC, they told us. What's his name? He told us. Tabata man. He told us. He said, "My people, I'm sorry. We failed." And for government minister of finance, the person who controlled the purse, he said, "We fail. We are unable to produce." And that the people who were by there, they told us themselves. So, we know how to win. Liberian people know how to win. We will post so fizzy bag again and expect the only experienced player to score. How you will get a ball to score when the fizzy, they're not giving the ball. Let him sit down and rest. And come back after Ambassador Baka time.
Okay. Watson Keto, are you there?
I'm here. I'm listening to the labor.
Let him sit down, sir, and rise. He's been very strategic, not calling his name, but the statement has been directed by the equipment president and the CDC, the party that you support. Are you guys going to sit down and rest?
You know, I listened to the liberal, and his famous line, "Citizen will put a foot in the mouth or in the throat," right? I think that's what he's doing now. The fact here is, listen to the liberal. He does not know Joseph Waka. Joseph Waka does not know him.
Oh, no.
Right?
Talk about how CDC told us the flock. I thought that what you can't talk about what I know. Joseph Waka know.
Hey, liberal, why are you interrupting? I'm on fire.
Hold on.
Yeah, but no, let a man talk about. He come here and talk about CDC. He come and leaves Samuel Twack comment and then go to Joseph Waka myself.
So who directed your talking point here?
No, I'm nobody. But
constructed and revealed by you. So why you can't give him a chance to do this?
Let him go. He come and put it for his sedition. They are good at that. I just want to help him, so you don't put it 4 years. Move again tonight. Some people not understand. Oh, I'm trying to do. But anyway, go ahead. Let the people listen to you. Go ahead. Now talk about me and Ambassador Baka. Now go ahead.
So this is the thing. Or the laborer does not know Mr. Bwaka, or Bwaka does not know him, but he vouched for this man. This man who also he said on his platform just now that this man has no agenda for Liberia. No agenda for Liberia, but they're going around. He alluded to somebody who has an agenda like going around and sharing his agenda or his vision for Liberia. But Joseph Bwaka, who served 12 years in office, 5 years as opposition to president to this government, and know that he wanted to run in this election, and he didn't put together an agenda for the Liberian people. And then Mr. The Laborer is defending him that he can make a better president. But this is the thing. I wanted to make some correction here. I heard you guys talking from the get-go, right? That Samuel Twack said 20-some million people. Liberia only got 5 million people. I think it was slip of tongue.
That's an elementary correction. Nobody said that. We know he meant 27,000.
Sometimes they make mistake. In your own mind as a journalist.
Oh man, the young man got nothing to offer.
Can we do it?
I think 25.
I have a follow-up question, but if you
25,
that
we are selective in picking up stuff and making a talking point that is not significant to the discourse. You understand? But let's be honest here. Who can run this country better than President Weah, who in his 5.5 years, going on 6 years, were able to construct more roads in our country since our country was established. What are the role in Mr. Cho says is not a decent road? What is something crazy? But he was able to construct over 600 kilometers of road in Liberia. over that amount. And our country only had from 1847 700 kilometers. But this man was able to construct 600 in less than 6 years. Who in the widest mind will sit down and say this man does not know what the Liberian people need when he gave people wire-free, wire fees.
Carter, man, Carter, you really surprised me tonight.
University fees, public university fees. Who will tell you that it is not benefiting the Liberian people? So when we come to these days, and be honest, like Cisse said, you understand? Cisse said nobody can tell you, say, what president we have did is bad. But if you tell me you can do better than me, then we can keep the conversation going. Or you can tell me, say, this man has failed. The fact that we are a striving democracy will not be perfect in all things. And the minister will allude to that. And not everything will be 100%. We have our shortcomings. And that is not because the government is inept. It's because of the society we have and the available resources to our disposal. We do not have
Mr. So let me take on this young man. Let me be serious for a minute.
You guys
Koto, stop your tabata now. Let me take you on and be serious for a minute. Let me just read what was written. Let's go through this. Let's go through this. You know, when you come here, first thing you start doing these elementary correction. People who from Liberia, even the bill said no, Liberian got 27 million. We know he meant 27,000. Why would you try to start with that kind of correction? I thought you were going to come out here and talk about the pro-poor agenda that the minister was talking about. You got nothing to offer. The first thing he's trying to do now is what I say. I don't know Ambassador Waka, but I'm a voucher. I don't have to know him. I know of his policy, and that's why. But let me put you on. I hope you're still listening. They said here the We Are Paid agenda was launched in 2018 and was intended to be the government. Can I say something? Can I go on?
Yeah, go ahead, but just be brief so we can have the folks.
Okay. Was intended to be the government's first step in addressing the country's drastic poverty. Okay. They said, let me go straight down to the point. When they started 2017, there were 1 point something million in poverty. Today you got 2.3 million in poverty. You're not addressing those things. You're not addressing that. They got 3 pillars that are failing, completely failed. And those are the things Samuel Toa was talking about. They gave him a true serum tonight. He drank the true pill, and then he was very truthful with her. Now you're going to come here and try to sugarcoat those things. You think we're stupid here? Like, bro, not stupid anymore. I'm on fire tonight. Don't bring it on. You want to come, bring yourself on the video, and then let's see. Don't hide behind the phone and try to give some sort of a discredited stuff, but you're paying power of 12 years. What 12 years got to do? We're finished with our 12-year business. We're tired with your 12-year business. That you're in now, you can't do nothing. Samuel 12 say you're failed. You don't want to address it. Then he said the man say he been there 12 years. Why he has no, okay. He been there 500 years. He finished. He coming back now to show you how the government's supposed to be. You've been there 5 years. You can't even your own. Nobody wrote that thing for you. You wrote it yourself. You said you told the Liberian people, this is what we're gonna do, and you are unable. You are unable. Samuel told the man who control your money told us today that he have flung miserably, and then you're gonna kind of hide behind telephone and throw the one and two. And I'm working for me tonight.
Okay, hold on 1 second. You took your blood pressure medicine today?
How can you ask a 35-year-old for blood pressure medicine? Blood pressure come about after you pass 50. I want to 35.
Oh, okay, 35. Okay, so this is what we want to do. You know the rule of LPR. We don't sanction voices. We can disagree with them, but we accommodate conversation. And even if they are going wrong, we tell them what they are going wrong. Or when you're talking here, that just complete tabata in itself. This is what...
Because it's not in your interest. It's not in your interest.
Because you say, hey, they don't know you, you don't know them. But let me just go to the callers on the line, and then I'm going to make my point, the reason I'm saying what I'm saying. Keto, can you conclude your point, and then I'll go to the 2 callers?
Yeah, no, go to the caller.
Okay.
Let my pop pressure go down small.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 763 number tie 7242. Caller, good evening. What's your name and where you calling from?
How you doing, Mr. So? And hello to you,
Elvis.
Mr. To.
Yeah, well.
This is Elvis. Elvis from Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, in breath, I want to disagree with you. When we're talking about job creation, everything is relative in life. So you have to juxtapose it to the previous administration or the former administration in terms of what they created. If Ellen Johnson Sirleaf created 10,000 jobs in her 12 years, and then George Weah created 27,000 jobs, that's a huge improvement. So you have to look at the two numbers. Again, when you look at America, you had 300,000 jobs created, 400,000 jobs created, relative to the population and to that of Liberia. It's similar in terms of percentage of jobs relative to the population. You're talking about 300 million people, and you're talking about 300,000 jobs created, right? It's only like a percentage of the population. So we have to be relative when we're looking at these numbers. It's not you can't expect Josh Weah to be the solution for all of Liberia.
I like the CDC people.
We have a very small
people that
economy. Our
can understand they
is
can
small
come
relative
around.
to our country size. So when you're talking about creating jobs, you need people coming in, private sector people like yourself, like myself, going into Liberia, establishing factories and establishing jobs for the citizen. Government itself don't create jobs. They should be the one that make the enabling environment so that investors will come in and create the jobs.
Okay.
So when investors are not coming in due to COVID and other reasons that is outside of the government hand, you can't blame the government for not quote unquote creating jobs or hiring people. Government don't hire people in the private sector. The government, the public service wage bill is already super high and bloated. So we in the diaspora who have little money and can invest in the country to provide jobs for the people, that's us. Those that's what we're supposed to do. That's our responsibility as to give back to our country. And then lastly, for the Charlotte Musu issue, I think I called on this platform before, and I made it very clear that lady was suspicious, but everybody say I was out of pocket. I was wrong for saying what I said. Mr. So, we're all Liberians. We know when somebody is truly hurt, the kind of fervor and the kind of pain that they go through, you will see it on the face, you will see it by the action. So I think that was a big news from the government today. It's not a slam dunk case. She's still innocent until proven guilty, but definitely she has something to do with the death of that girl. Thank you for taking my call. I'll leave it.
Thank you so much. All right, let me put this. Okay. All right, let me bring the next number here. 832 number to 1441. Are you there?
Mr. So and Mr. To.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Good evening. Yeah.
My own, I can say my own friend made me a little bit question today. But you said Mr. Gongo and Ed and Cummings, they have policies out there, but you still believe in a fake politician that he can save, like he can rescue Liberia. My only question to you: what would be the first thing that you'll be rescuing Liberia from? Because if you're gonna say you come up with a slogan, you're gonna rescue Liberia, I think you should be telling us some of the things that you're gonna first hit in your first 90 days. You're an engineer. Because I monitor your program, you talk about role, and you discuss engineer into depth. So I really want you to tell me, because you're good critical analysis. So just tell me, in my layman view, what would be the first thing you're going to rescue Liberia of? Where is Liberia struggling right now that needed to be rescued, and what would be that rescue plan, and how long it would take you to rescue us from that
Let's make our
situation?
question brief. We get a few things to talk about before the night catch up with us. Okay, Libra, just jot down those questions. Let me go to Atlanta, Georgia, where Aaron is standing by. Yes, 612 Terry. Hold on one second. Let me go to Aaron. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, let's
How
hear
you doing,
from
Mr. Soul? How you doing, Mr. Toll?
you. Good evening. Welcome. Let's
Yeah,
hear.
I just wanted to make a comment on what Mr. Toll was saying, talking about the finance minister said the government failed. I don't know where he's getting that from, but I'm not even going to say nothing about it. I'm just going to speak to every time, you know, the UP people come online, they want to talk about how the We Are government failed, the Popo agenda papers were one of the best paper ever, but they don't know how to use it and stuff like that. I mean, can Mr. Toll from me now, I want him to answer this directly. Can he go breakdown by breakdown what in that PAPD part that the government failed in, and let him explain it to all how the government failed and how when his unity party government, Mr. Baga has already said, you're not even in the country. When they come in power, how they going to fix it? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's go to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Where is our guy? Terry is standing by. Terry, are you there?
I'm here, Mr. So.
Good evening. Welcome, buddy.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Good.
Mr. So, how are you?
Good to have you here. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, I think with all what's going on, I think the CDC and the government have done it again. This is why we say that they always running campaign for JMB, because during this kind of time when people supposed to be a little bit flexible, CDC is arresting a woman who, former Chief Justice. You disgracing her like that. I think this is the wrong thing.
You said disgracing her? You said it disgracing her?
Yeah, by trying to hold her and accusing her of murdering her own daughter, that the whole country is aware of. It's very scary because it's like CDC don't want to win.
1 second. The whole country is aware of what?
Aware that this woman raised this child from small and this girl was about to graduate. So what will prompt her after announcing on several occasions that her life was being threatened? What will prompt her now to go kill the lady? Then the other daughter of the woman in the house testifying today concerning all these things. So, Mr. So CDC, I really don't think they're prepared to win the election. With all of what is going on, they keep making mistakes. The $100 million drugs prior to election, few months to election, $100 million drugs case, got thrown out of the window. The people escaped the country. Then right now, you got a few more months to election. You take the Chief Justice, former Chief Justice, to court.
So no,
Terry,
let's set the basis of a conversation. We shouldn't be like the rule of this game here.
Okay, no problem.
We know and the reason I'm saying this here, it doesn't matter what I can be, even who former Helen Johnson Sirleaf. If Helen Johnson Sirleaf needs to appear before the law of an alleged crime, let Helen Johnson Sirleaf goes to court, and the court will be the one to vindicate her. We can't say because she was a former Chief Justice, we don't know all of the details. I think making this sort of statement, I see is to be more or less politically driven, and it shouldn't be that way. It doesn't matter. We have seen here in other places, people take the lives of their own children, their wives, their housemaids, and all of that. I am not saying that what she did. Now, we do not know yet. The police, this thing been going on and on. The police has come up with this. We're going to be having that conversation. I think we need to pause, see how the process plays out. I mean, it would be unfair to just say that we heard Vadia the other day talk nonsense and say all of those things. After by this time, they're going to be putting some things out there for them to make their case. Since then, we haven't heard anything. So, let us just be careful. The legendary Amos George, you were out here and the Liberal was aggressively taking on you. You're not being coming. ANC is in trouble. And that's why, in fact, you have agreed to move in your direction. But I mean, I'm just trying to give you a little bit deep briefings on some of the things because he would not have the courage to say.
Your job now to debrief.
Good evening.
Okay, yeah, Amon Joy. Good evening. So okay, so guys, you want to hang on, you can hang on here. But I'm going to be playing that because I listened to her son today. Pa George, good evening and welcome.
Thank you. I'm too. How you doing?
Are you on the CPP fundraiser stuff that coming up? Will be being busy a few days or what?
No, it's will be July.
The party you're talking for, you're not even know the activity?
No, I saw that thing, but I got it from
they not know you too, that they know the liberal, eh?
Oh no, I'm not like what you call the liberal. I say I support the ANC. So if anything they're doing now, I know I can participate. I will participate. They don't have to call me per se.
No, you want you waiting for that. Okay, good evening to welcome. This guy brought because that was going to be the second part, but I want us to listen to something. Helen Johnson Sirleaf is speaking out on something which is quite interesting. Let me see here. Hopefully, I can get this audio, and we can have a conversation. And we
Mr. So, before we pivot, let me address because I jogged down a few questions here when the callers call, and there was specific questions. So if you don't mind, let me address those. There are three of them that I've written down here. It's not going to be long. This is a serious matter. The first person is to Everett.
On those questions, those answers, please.
Huh?
Put short pens on those answers because he's not going to be running and just going and going with it.
Mr. Okay, I'm not going to say what I want to say. Anyhow, let's go to.
You want to tell about Bob Benegi? You know what, Amos George, we need to have an emergency meeting. Enough is enough. This guy, I can't come on this network and he continues to.
Mr. So, I didn't mention anything about Bo. Let me make my comment, please. Why you wanted the other guy to stare again tonight to get upset about something that is not? I'm not talking about Bo. Let me just make my point. The first one go to Everett, the guy that called earlier, Minnesota CDC. One thing I know about CDC when they're in trouble, that the time they can be book smart. And all the Albert Einstein he come here with relativity and all that kind of stuff, everything relativity. That now you know no relativity. Now you know relativity. M equals C squared. That now you know it. I bet you ever you're not working. But on a very serious note, the reason why most of the poverty issue cannot be resolved because CDC and sedition refuse to seriously tackle corruption under their watch. Corruption has gone triple up. Okay, let me go to this other one. He said that what he asking me, what are they coming to rescue? What are they coming to rescue? I thank you for that question, my brother. It's a very legitimate question. If I sit here and say I want to answer it, I will be fooling myself. This is one of the area that I am frowning on Ambassador Baka and his people. Because these are things that if you say you're going to do, they're supposed to have people here to explain to the Liberian people what exactly these slogans are all about. They have not done that. And if they did, many people are not aware of it. So I can't answer that. I'm sorry about that. Let me go to IE number 9. IE number 9. You come on by Thursday, and I will read the pillows of the pro-poor agenda that the government has failed miserably in. Come back because there are about 5 or 6 of them they listed here, and I will read it and then give you why they fail. So come back, Mr. So. That's all I want to say. Let's move on.
Why are you in this so much in the spirit? I.e. number 9. That this and that. Okay,
but I.e. number 9.
Okay.
Even though you are playing me, he used to be a very good midfielder. There's no question. He used to be very good midfielder. But I number 9 anyway.
Let's show something. Oh, Jesus Christ. What am I doing here? Oh, hold on one second. Okay, let's see this here. Folks, just bear with me a little bit. You know, sometimes this thing here. Let's go. Let's see it.
Can you put the last comment up there so we all can see it?
All his endeavor according to how he sets his program to become president. I'll give him the fullest support, but he will get it the same way I got it. I will support Vice President Borkai in all his endeavor according to how he sets his program to become president. I'll give him the fullest support, but he will get it the same way I got it. I will support Vice President Borkai in all his endeavor according to how he sets his program to become president. I'll give him the fullest support, but he will get it the same way I got it. I will support
Ambassador Boyka, but he has to set his agenda. Literally, just almost the same thing. The same way I got it, just how he got it. Helen Johnson Sally speaking. That's quite interesting. What is the interpretations of that? We're gonna scramble over it. Oh, your piece. We're gonna scramble over it. But I want us to listen to this other part here that has to do with Joyce Mususka's son, who spoke over local network stations in an interview. Let's see here.
Every one of you have followed this case from the beginning when we were attacked. February 22nd of this year. But let me start back over and say something. I'm a son of this soil. I was born in Liberia, Douala, grew up in Cinco. In our household, we had minimum 10 to 11 people living with us. It's my younger sister, my older brother, and I. We're the three from my mother. But she's always brought in people from the family. She's always taking them, changed their lives and giving them something better to live for, who now lives in every way all around the world and are good people and are making changes in other people's lives. And that's the same thing she was doing for Chalo. And this happened. Chalo was murdered, and the murderer is out there. The murderer is out there. Nobody is saying nothing. We have people that we trusted in our system, in our government. I love this country so much, and they're letting us down. What is this? Politics? Politics? Find the murderer. What are we doing? Went through this whole thing, and who's the Freedom? What's that? The Freedom Radio? Freedom FM. Freedom FM. Are you with them? No. Okay. Freedom FM. It's like the voice of this whole thing. They have the information before the investigators even call us. They will preempt. It's like they're calling the gameplay of what's going to happen the next day. They have information they haven't even released yet that we are not even supposed to speak about.
It is true that your mom has been charged with murder.
Yes.
From your legal team that your mother has been charged.
That is true. But I'm not finished yet. Let me finish.
Okay.
So now we're here. But you know what though? We're taking it to the next step now. We're gonna be playing on an even field, and some of these people who's been out there, been ruining, tarnishing my mother's reputation, it's about to be on now. The battle is where this is her playing ground. And our lawyers are ready. We're all ready. And some of those people who are part of all of this, they coming on the stand. And we will see them in the courts. Legal battle.
How many charges leveled against your mom and the three others that you heard from your lawyers?
Murder and conspiracy. Also giving false information to the police officer. It's funny when we speak about false information. Given that, listen, Liberia, you know who's responsible for this. But the talk in the town is making talk off. We're gonna talk off real soon. And the world will know.
Okay, gentlemen, you saw that today. It's one of the local network stations in an interview at the headquarters today. That's the son of Gloriot Busu Scott. You listen to Helen Johnson Sally first. We still try to figure out where that. The liberal, you got what Helen Johnson Sally was saying?
Yes, but she's not to be believed. You can tell that it was said in a vindictive tone. Uh, 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 you know, he would get it the same way I got it. What exactly does it mean? How did you get it? Did they style your campaign style? Is that how he's supposed to imitate? It is unbelievable.
Possibly.
This woman have heard from Liberians questioning her relationship with the person who served her for 12 years. And I guess it has gotten to her, so she's trying to respond in a way without adequately addressing that subject. But for me, I don't believe what she's saying. I think she
Which,
had it in for
which
the
aspect, let me just ask you, when you say you don't believe, before I bring in Amos George, what specifically you don't believe in?
The fact that she said I would support I would win whatever what in that whatever she's saying that she would support. I don't believe that. I don't believe that she would support Ambassador Barker in his quest to become president of the Republic of Liberia. If anything, I strongly believe that she would do everything possible to derail that process, and she had done it before. So now, because Liberians been asking, what has Ambassador Barker done to you? He served you for 12 years. Is this how you pay? And I think that particular comment and those questions has gotten back to her and is eating her up. So she instead, the same way she's very good at this. When she was pushed the last time about the TRC, that she should go and answer some questions to TRC, what did she say? Read my book. When she's cornered about leveraging Monrovia and we will rebuild it. When the time came, she said she never said that. So she's not trustworthy anyway. So this particular
Helen Johnson Sally, you mean?
Yes, she's not trustworthy as far as I'm concerned.
So
I respect her. I respect her as a mother. I respect her as former president of the Republic of Liberia. But in terms of things, in terms of politics, I don't believe anything that comes out of her mouth.
So the issue of I will support you, you have to end it just how I put it. If I had to tweet her word a little bit, do you see those are offensive, vindictive? Is that
No. There's no truth in it. There's no substance. There's no seriousness. There's no backbone to those.
Let me bring that, because we can easily tie that with your own assertions in the previous conversations. Well, Boyka, where are the people? Only Mo Ali. They are not putting policy. Do you think they are releasing enough information? Helen Johnson Sally, what I would like you on, is a seasoned politician. Perhaps just how you two made your own assertion, you are not hearing those issues of substance coming forward. Don't you think it is in that same context she was also trying to speak about?
No, this is quite different. They're not the same. Because what I'm saying here about Ambassador Barker and his people, they need to, because you heard this one question this young man asked, what are they coming to rescue? And that particular statement, that particular question keep coming up, not from those who are against a Unity Party or Ambassador Barker, but from genuine people, because that particular slogan has to be explained for it to be fully accepted by Liberian. Whereas in her situation, she's been accused. She's been accused not only of backbiting, but backstabbing and everything else. And that particular accusation now is getting to her. So her way of trying to respond to the Liberian people, saying, I will support him, but let him get it the same way I get it. What is that supposed to mean?
Amos George.
Yeah.
The liberal has become a soothsayer now on this network to kind of foretell the future or the fortunes of what somebody is saying. You listen to what Helen Johnson said. You listen to that comment, that her statement, that brief comment?
I listen to it.
Do you agree with the liberal?
No. I mean, that's his opinion. I don't have a problem with it, but I have a different take on it.
Let's hear you. Why you get it from that? If you,
Yeah,
if you want me to play, if maybe the Liberal didn't listen.
No. I heard it more clear.
Okay, let's see here. Maybe the Liberal. Let's see it. Let's one more time.
I will support Vice President Borkai in all his endeavor according to how he sets his program to become president. I'll give him the fullest support, but he will get it the same way I got it. I will support.
Okay.
The same way I got it.
Yeah, no, yeah. She said, I will support Joseph Borkai the way he set his program and the same way I got it. Well, we're talking about agenda. What you going to do different from the people, from the man you want to move? If he doesn't say it, how can she support him? I mean, that's the Kenya he's supposed to do. Nobody can do for him. So if she says so, if somebody have a quarrel with it, okay. But here's the problem. Oh Lord, this weird. They spoke people for Joseph Barker, Eugene Falcon, and Stanton Watterson. And
Waterspoon,
and what they call it, Bonnie. They are all come out to say Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is supporting. That's Arizona Cummings. Arizona Cummings is representing Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Now she has said this statement. I don't know how they're going to respond to it now. Because they were trying to wrap Ellen Johnson around Arizona Cummings to define him. That Cummings was the one who was running the government. And today, Ellen Johnson now is now supporting Arizona Cummings. So I want to see how they're going to respond to this interview today, this statement she made. But this is the kind of thing I like it. Let me see now what they're going to say. Let it come again and insult her. Because they were the same person last time who were bashing her. She this and that. But you know, I want to say something. You know, they fix her one year, fix her one. Every time I hear anything, it brings some things to my mind. But I will treat that later on. But let me say this. That's why we say Mr. Cummings is the best one for the job. Because he continues to speak on the issue. He said, people ask how he's going to raise money, where he's going to get money from this program. He said, look, I have viewed the Liberian budget. There's so much waste in that. The first thing we'll do is to tackle that waste, corruption. Then, before we can say we're looking for money from outside. Because if you don't do so, how can people just take money and chunk it to you when you're having all the corruption and waste within your government? You have to tackle that first. There's no government in Liberia or any West Africa that money is just sitting down there. That when they take all the money is there. No. You have to introduce program that you will be able to generate revenue that people will say, okay, you know what? We see this government under this person. I think we can do business with them. It's the measure you put in place. And that's what Mr. Cummings is speaking about. He talking about merging some ministries. He's speaking about ecotourism. We don't need that much money to invest in that. You can put some money in there and you have a return. But the basic thing I hear the United Party people say, their friends are waiting for them. Their friends just sitting back with the money in the well, waiting. That's not the way the money will start coming in. It doesn't happen like that. Let me tell you people, folks. Policy is what you introduce that will encourage people to come in. So the measure that Mr. Cummings is talking about, these are things to fight corruption, pay people minimum wage, that you can minimize corruption. Those funds you need, you will divert those funds into some other new program you want to take. Having said that, you know, they get angry. Fix up. Rescue. This man, Oliver Barker, he sat down there, the CPP went on the ground under his watch. the fixer. I mean, the rescue. Then he sat down there. That very Ellen Johnson that spoke today. He sat down there. They expelled her from the party. That's the rescue. He didn't say anything. Someone won your standard bearer. You sat down there at the time you were not in charge of the party. They expelled her. She had to go to the court. Is this man you're thinking about he will rescue Liberia? With the kind of instances on his watch, he doesn't respond. He came to America for the He said when he get to Liberia, he was going to fix what was going to CPP. Did we ever hear from him? No. This man will be worse than George Weah.
Who man are you referring to?
Joseph Boakai.
Ambassador.
Joseph Boakai.
Ambassador.
Joseph Boakai.
Ambassador.
But you can call him ambassador. I choose to call Joseph Boakai. That's his name. So these are the things some of all we are talking about. They go, oh, Ellen Johnson. Now, she's that coming the one, all the concession, the sign, it was Alexander B. Cummings. What was Joseph Boakai when the concession was being signed? He said in his own mouth, 75 to 80% of the advice that he did get Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, she took it. Those are words on tape. And today, he even during his campaign was not able to take some of the good things that they did to say this is what we did. Never. He ran away from it. He distanced himself from it. That he was only there. And then they bring this question to my mind. If you are not corrupt in a system, but you get all the benefits that system is offering, and you don't say one word about the ill of that system, and you say you are clean, you get all the benefit from a system that people are crying, and you don't say one word, but you say, oh, I was just there. But you got all the benefit, but you say the system was corrupt. So what about that fund they were giving you, that benefit you are getting from the system? How do you determine the earning of that system? Is that system was right treating the people? Because I'm here. If I feel the Liberian Public Radio is not in line with what the people want to hear, they want to be like Radio Kigali, but I'm taking all the benefit from them and say, oh, you know what? I was just there. What have I done to my people and myself? I rest my case. The Liberian people will decide. You'll continue to say Samson got the numbers. You'll continue to say he got the number. We don't have the number. That's why we're engaging people in Maryland, in Grand Crew, in Bassa, in Bon County, because we don't have the number. We have to work for it. You people have earned it. You'll keep it in the bank. October 10 will come.
Okay, October 10 will come. Do you want to respond to this specific things? Oh, the guys on the phone here, I almost forgot.
I'm here, brother. So I'm here, brother. So don't leave me behind.
Yeah, okay, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, we are,
Liberal, you want to respond to this?
All I can say on a very serious note, I will give Mr. Joyce the first statement. And those are the kinds of things that I've been hoping from the rescue group to give us something like a talking point. You heard when Mr. Joyce started, he started by saying, this is what Cummings says. Cummings says this, and he will not necessarily quoting, but paraphrase. And many Unity Party members, and those of us that admire Ambassador Barker, we can't do that because there's nothing in the plate that we can grab onto and say that will be fresh. If I want to seriously start doing that, I have to go back 2-3 months and look a video and look for something Ambassador Barker has said. But lately, nothing. Not even from the only thing, the fresh thing you can talk about right now when they have the motorbike group. And during that time, there was not much that you can even hold on to. So I gave him the rest of the stuff at Tabata. I don't need to reply to those things.
Okay. Guys, let's hear from you quickly here. We'll soon be running out of time because we want to go on the Gloria Musu Scott issue in Liberia.
So,
go ahead.
So, Mr. Su, this is Wilton. This is Wilton. This is the thing. I think that statement Ellen Johnson said he made was a long time ago. Long time, not recently. That statement was a long time ago. She made that statement. But this is the fact, right? She said he must earn it.
It's still applicable today into the politics.
Well, she's no more supporting him. I don't care what she's not supporting him because she's supporting him from the rumors of being hearing that she's been pushing Alexander Cummings bid and all that kind of thing. She's not supporting him. That's a done deal. But this the thing, just for the conversation, what Ellen Johnson said he did that brought to the spotlight, that killed the presidency. She worked hard. She mobilized. She coordinated. She had an agenda and all that thing. This man don't have anything. This man only believed that he served Liberia for 40 some more years, so he entitled, because of his seniority, he entitled to the presidency. It doesn't work like that. You understand? And that's what Ellen Johnson was saying. You got to go work hard. You got to earn it. I earn my strike. I work. I push button here and there. And the people voted for me because of what I told them I would do, regardless of my participation in the past, in our dark past. But I had an agenda. I came from this place and I brought this agenda to the country. At the end of the day, you work with me and you undermine my administration. You were disrespectful to me. You're not loyal to me. So, well, if you walk in my shoes, the same I did, I will support you. Other than that, you on your own. He said it a long time ago.
Are you saying Boyka wasn't loyal to Helen Johnson Sirleaf? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yes. If you were loyal to her, Sirleaf would have raised his hand and put him to where George Weah is today. But he didn't do it. That's the reason why there were conflict between them back and forth, even during the election of President Weah, 2017. So look, 3 different administrations have problem with that he worked in. The 2 administration, the Sawyer administration, then Ellen administration.
Okay. So let's hear from
no leadership still.
Terry, before we go here, let's hear from you before I go back to mine, guys.
Yeah, Mr. So, thank you for having me. You see, firstly to Mr. Amos George, he talked about what is Honorable Barker going to rescue, what Mr. Cummings going to fix when he can fix 70,000 or scandal among him right now. What is Mr. Cummings going to fix when he cannot tell Musa Belete to resign after he knows that Musa Belete is evading taxes? How is he going to fix Liberia? So these are all the hypocritical positions of the ANC that make people not to even trust them to give them power in Liberia. Because they push this level of transparency when they are not transparent. Now, to the issue of Honorable Barker rescuing and Ellen saying what she's saying, it's very obvious, Mr. So, that Ellen and George Weah got similarities when they come to playing on the minds of people. President Weah is a very good soccer player. On the contrary, Ellen is also a soccer player, but she's a political soccer player. She uses these kind of jargons to put people in rush and make them believe that she actually supporting them, but she's not. Look at JMB or his campaign. Where did you see Ellen one day walking with him, putting his hand up and presenting him before everybody and saying, okay, at least once to say, okay, I put your hand up, I'm going to support this man. She's not doing that. Like the brother said, I think that clip was from 2017. That was her position statement because she knows she wanted to get JMB to follow in line, to be her puppet, to cover she and her children from the corruption scandals in her 12-year government, and JMB refused. And that is the reason why they're having problems. People say JMB does not have you know, his betrayal. He don't know how to lead and all of that. How can you say this? Yeah.
Why is the ambassador is not really speaking out to tell us what unfolded? He's no longer vice president. Helen Johnson Sirleaf is no longer president. Usually after this, there's some can be some sort of memoir can come out to get it in depth. Why is the vice president not speaking out? What really happens?
Now that's to be honest with you, Mr. So I think I said it on the show before that this is one of the places. This is my weakness with him. But with wisdom, the wisdom that I think he's using here is that he's trying to make people to believe. And I want to really thank him for that because that's a leadership position. I condemn him for it, but again, I look at it and I see that this old man is trying to tell the Liberian people that I don't need to denigrate Ellen in order to gain political power.
Let me hold you right there.
If you
Terry,
yeah,
this is why you guys all do. You guys are very strategic, full of this sort of political correctness tone. We saw Mike Pence, the sitting vice president, was very vehement, disagree with the president when we saw these insurrections and all of that, to rewrite the Constitution, to change, to overturn the result of the election. Was that being disrespectful to the president?
That is how Mike Pence, so you see Mike Pence now running to be president, so that means Mike Pence had a hidden agenda. And Mike Pence chose to use his strategy to gain the popularity portfolio. Unlike Joseph Yuma Bosa, he said no. It is clear before everybody concerning Ellen mischievous deeds.
Lower your phone. Let the person finish that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes, Lord.
So
Terry, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, okay.
So it is clear before the Liberian people concerning Ellen mischievous deeds. So Joseph Yuma Bosa, somebody is feedback, somebody got it from the Joseph Yuma Bosa is saying, I don't need to denigrate Ellen because it is clear. Everybody can see what Ellen did. I don't need to denigrate her to say something against her to gain power so the Liberian people can say, oh, so you betray the person that brought you to power so that you can gain power. Joseph Bosa is coming with transparency. I hear somebody say, the man don't have an agenda. The man got arrested. Then you say, what is an agenda? The man telling you, say he has something called arrest. In the arrest, it addressed agriculture, it addressed transportation, it addressed education and everything. Then you telling me, say the man do. The reason is the ANC.
Where can we find that? Where can we find that?
He went to Screen Talk.
Terry, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Your own liberal, your own may asking, but I think we have a lady on the line. Let's just bring that. We are almost running out of time. Just hold your peace there. Caller, are you there? 916 number 7812. Good evening. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah. My name is Justina Garter, chairperson for Citizen United to Rescue Liberia Diaspora.
Citizen United.
That's where the name Rescue came from. That's where it started from. Citizen United to Rescue Liberia. And it was where the name came from before it got to the high political leaders, before everybody took it and started using it at Rescue 1, Rescue 2. But to just answer the question that the brother asked, why is it that Joseph Yuma Bosa is not speaking on the issues that happened between he and former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf? I would like to make this very clear. He did on 50-50. I ask that you go back to 50-50, or you can follow me on Facebook so that I can be able to share the link with you for that interview. He mentioned it clear as the reason, some of the reason, or one of the major reasons why Ellen could not give him her support, because she wanted to pick a vice president for him. Even pick who can be his vice president, who must be his campaign manager, who must be this, and he told her no. When you got ready to pick me to be your running mate, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, nobody selected me. You sat down by yourself. You saw that I was competent. You saw that I was earnest. You saw that I was sincere. And that's why you came and you asked me to be your running mate. And I accepted because at the time you were the darling of the world. And seeing where Liberia was, we needed to rebuild and put Liberia back on the track. So when it came to 2017, she put her demands. And Joseph Numa Baka said, no, I cannot make you any promises that, oh, when I become president. No, when I become president, I will prosecute. I will audit the government that we serve in. I will audit the government. If anybody got rich surprisingly, they were not having money. Soon they started working in government. Then they got money. I will go after their property. Wherever they took the money, I will go for it and I will bring it back to Liberia. He told her straight up in the face. And these are the two major reasons why they didn't like her. And let me say this for the record. There is an elite group of people that continue to rule this country. And until we can sit down and say, enough is enough, that small handful of 6 elite family will continue to run this country and Liberia will never go forward. Whenever we have any leader who loves this country, who want to do better, one mistake that president made, they capitalize it and take us back 100 million times. We gotta do this. So with the issue of Joseph Baka now speaking, I want to finish there. I've been listening to you guys, so just give me a minute. I will say it. So Baka has spoken on it over and over. When it comes to Baka's agenda, he do have an agenda. His agenda is clear. Number 1, roads, health, agriculture. When a country can feed herself, that country is independent. Any country who cannot feed herself, you going nowhere. Agriculture is number 1 on his list. Health is 2. Road is 3. On his agenda, all other things follow. But number 1 on our list is agriculture. In agriculture, you will get companies to go to Liberia to produce and process and package and for exporting. And that is the only way that Liberia can move forward. It's not always bringing invest and go big UN for money, go big the country for money. No, we got to walk away from the debt and then start going into agriculture, start producing the tourism sector. He talked about the tourism sector. He talk about the tourism sector. He talk about how we can make use of Memba, Grangeland, Maryland, Sano, Lofa, how we can make use of the mountains, the rivers we got to create tourism. Also, he talk about exporting water. Liberia is a country that filled with a lot of water. He talk about us creating the means to be able to export water. If you want me to share it with you, after the show, you can inbox me and I can share it with you so you can be able to read it.
So, hold on one second. Thank you so much. Because we want ladies' participation on this network, we intend not to leave no voice behind. You, from what I see, I can make a guess. You seems to be a strong stalwart of Ambassador Joseph Numa Boyka, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay, if it is okay, we can get that permission. I could possibly reach out to you because the name you're calling, the hardest name was generated. We want to know, and those are very good things. That I believe it's an advocacy name or whatever, a superpower for the ambassador or whatever it is. That's okay. But if that is okay, we can reach out and then we can have an extensive conversation here as to how you got to this point. Is that something you're willing to do? Are you there, madam? Oh, I think she got disconnected. I think.
No, so that's Justina Taylor over there. So you can reach out to her later on.
Okay, so
my network.
The phone went off, right?
Okay. No, that's why I called. I also apologize because I did not cut it off intentionally.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah, so what I was saying, I hear you talking about this network, the creations of this network, and to see where it's going now. It has transformed to a huge political branding, if we will, to court. That seems to mean that you are in the vanguard as well. Is it possible we can reach out where we can have maybe in-depth as to how this organization came about? Is that something you're willing to do, to share with us on LPR?
Yeah, we are available. Anytime you meet us on your platform, Citizen United, we have our media team. The media, once you reach out to me to appear on your platform.
So I know we can find these documents.
No, Mr. So you may ask the question for me. She talked about the elite group in Liberia, 6 or what. So I want to ask her, can she name this elite group in Liberia that continue to destroy the country?
You see,
6 families she talk about.
Yeah, That's why, yeah, I want to know.
We're
Can you name those
talking about the legal. Not only me, even international journalists know. Like I said,
I
reach
didn't hear from
me. I will
international. Hold
share
on now. Hold on. I didn't hear from
international. Can
hold
I
on.
speak? Can I
No,
speak?
just hold. Let me repeat my question. I did not hear from international journalists. You came on the network and said it. So that's why
Can I
I'm asking
speak?
you. So
You
don't let
ask a
people
question.
know
I'm trying to get the business,
international.
and then you come back. So give me a break. I'm trying to lay the business of it. I'm trying to tell you that not only me know about this. It shouldn't be like, oh, only me know about it. That's the point I'm trying to make. Other international journalists have interviewed President Barker, and they said it clear. But the elite do not want you. And who do I call the elite? The handful of people who flew from Georgia, who flew from Georgia, from Philadelphia, from
We're having a breaking transmission. Okay, we gotta find a time. You know, people all must be held responsible of their comments, and that's what we do on this network here. So unfortunately, I think the network is having issues. So I think she went off again. Okay, guys, time has caught up with us here this evening. We didn't have much time to dive into the court issue because it's already, from what I see here, it's already 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wilton, make your comment. Yeah, make your final statement. Let me see. She's calling back. Let me see whether she will answer these questions. Hello, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
breaking up.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm
as
here.
I
Yeah, I'm here, brother. So
Yeah,
people, that group of people, let me check and so because I want to land for him before the line went off. That group of people are the one who have the building, the marathon. The government will be leasing the building for them. Then the government paying their money, their children in America going to good school, they're paying their mortgages. That group of people are the one who own the Ministry of Finance. The government will continue renting the Ministry of Finance from them. That group of people are the group of people who own the telecom. That group of people are the people who own 80% of the ministry's buildings that we have in our country. They want to continue to humiliate the people. They want to continue to group of people who don't want to see any good leader that will come and say, you know what, we want to focus on agriculture. We want to focus on building low-income houses like the way the late trouble were doing. The late trouble started focusing on low-income housing. They don't want to see that because why? The more the government start to build an own building, they will go out of money. They will go out.
So what we want to do?
The time MTN came to Liberia, I come from the time MTN came to Liberia Post and Telecom, no more have telephone again. Everything about all it will be on the end.
All right. So we're gonna leave it at. So let me just hold on 1 second. Let me just tell you now. This is LPR. We don't roller skate here. The issue of government ministry. This is something that the late Samuel Doe they started fighting by, and of course, obviously, there's going to be a pushback. But trust me, we will have a lengthy conversation on this. We're going to reach out. One this group accept our invitation. We're going to have a good show down here. But thank you so much for your time this evening. We really appreciate it. We want everybody's voices to be heard, no matter whether we agree or not.
You.
Let people's voices be
Thank
heard.
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah. Okay, Keto, go ahead quickly. Your closing statement. 30 seconds, guys.
Thank you, brother. So
yeah.
Thank you so much, brother. So this is where we are. Like I was saying about, Mr. Barker. Mr. Barker has no fresh idea. One of his strong supporters at the time said he had no fresh idea, and he's not going anywhere. I'm sorry for what the sister was saying over there, but it's 6 family Liberia has graduated from that stage a long time ago. The people that are working now, they are indigenous people, and I think we should look at it as that. President Weah came and start building more government ministries and agencies that move government out of private property. And that's a plus to him. Nobody opposed to that. And the country is moving forward. We see this president is developing. And based on his track record, for Liberian people, they will really like him. Joseph Walker has no fresh ideas. The opposition has no traction. They are dysfunctional. The Liberian people has lost confidence in the opposition. And so they will really like President Weah come on October 10th. I just hope that the opposition is willing to accept the outcome of the election and not cause chaos in the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Tara, go ahead quickly, 30 seconds before I go back to my analyst.
Yeah, Mr. So I think the guy who just spoke, he's the one that don't have no fresh idea, not Joseph Boca, because he quoting Henry Costa, who at the time was talking against Joseph Boca when he said Joseph Boca don't have no fresh idea. Now Henry Costa in recent time, Pop said that when he sat with JMB, he discovered that JMB is a unique person with fresh ideas. So if you still talking about the past, that means you are the one who do not have no fresh ideas, not Joseph Boca, because the man who said that word debunked it, and since then he have not gone back on his words. So what we're saying is that people need to listen to Joseph Boca agenda. The CDC you selling every day. CDC continue to make mistakes. Like we were supposed to talk about the Glorious Cat stuff. That boy that was speaking, I listened to that press release today. That boy is a seditious. You listen to the full story, he said he's a seditious. And he's very shocked to what they're doing to his mother. Every day, CDC continues to do things that causing them to lose.
Yeah, but yeah, is the thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean being a sedition, you should be above the law. So why you are simply telling me literally here, if you are sedition, if the law is violated, the law should be compromised. That's why you simply telling me he being a sedition does not excuse if there's a law, if there's a breakage, the law is being broken. He must pay for it. I'm not saying that's the doing of glory.
I agree, Mr.
So by he saying that, I'm not going to buy into that.
Okay. But however, my closing message is that GMB is the rescue tree.
Okay.
Anyone who free to join in right now, because the tree is now waiting.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's the beauty of this network. We don't leave no voice behind. All voices, whether we agree or disagree. The Liberal is chatting with the ambassador. Hopefully, we'll be hosting the ambassador on this network and let us discuss and talk some policy issues. Or that, is that Nyombli? That Nyombli you chatting with?
Yeah, he chatting with Nyombli. That your sister, he said.
But you don't want to answer. You're ready, but anyway, thank God the time over now. It's too late. I'm glad you're coming. I'm glad you're coming late. It's too late.
Okay, guys. Here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody protecting his or her own alligator. I don't want to swim into the den of these alligators either. I'm not saying, because I'm not getting anything, because other than that, we want to be swollen up here. But here we are at how many days to go to the elections, and still this Tabata talk is still ongoing. African Star came up with a paper here. I reached out to Amos Toy. See, this is the problem with our politicians. They are not honest. Everybody, they have some sort of darkness they're walking into. The transparency is not unfolding. I was just asking the Liberal, he said that I'm my business.
No, it can't be that I'm a business. It is imperative that people talk to the Liberian people. But I mean, hey, at least my man happy on the show one time. Comes on happy here. Last Samson told the man, can't show up nowhere. And we'll make effort. The VP will appear on the show here. I can tell you that.
Who VP? Who?
Charlie Brunson will appear on the show here. So
I don't know how many messages here to Musa.
I told you, if you want to listen to me, I tell me how many messages you're not saying. Okay. I'll tell you how many messages. I ask you how many messages you sent. I said, then you got to tell me how many messages. I asked you how many messages you sent. Did I ask you? No. Okay.
I'm not involved.
In our country is not just only.
But let me just close on the
that a man who gonna make a police director. Shit.
Yeah. Let me just make my closing statement. You know that person is somebody to have. It revealed something yesterday, and many people did not take on it. Clarence asking about how much was left in the Liberian coffer when George Weah took over. He said somewhere between 85 million. And then the pushing thing, he said no. gave it the 100. It only take them. When President we said there was no money, they seen somebody that came back said there was no money left in the coffer. Now today you see our 100 million left. President we said it was 50. And Ellen said no, it was more than that. So you can see how these people play on us. The money that left there, President we said only 50 million. And he said well more than that, 150 million. Somebody now admitting, yes, he admitted they made 100 million there. But why people told there was no money left there? These are the things sometimes these people do to us and they get away, but somehow now they can't get away with it. But let me just say the Terry said something. They 70,000 years. I don't know. Do you people want us to go and take matters into our own hands? The police arrested somebody. Police are not charging. What can we do? You can talk to the police if they say they're not charging or they are not releasing the person. You can't do anything. Secondly, you talk about Musability. You have a government. If Musability are invaded tax or taxes, the government has the ability to take Musa to court for tax invasion. Okay? Except you say that there's no government in Liberia, so anything is what you call jungle justice. That, the strongest justifier, the men can go and do anything to anybody. But let me close on it, Mr. So. This is the thing that I continue to push, and someone never continue to push on. This divisiveness in our country, this anger against certain group of people in Liberia. Who are these 6 families she talking about from Georgia and this place, Philadelphia, that got all the ministry and agency in Liberia? We want to discuss the issue. If someone offended you, want to take a personal issue, that's different thing. But the division that you're doing is not right. This is the same thing I always talk about Joseph Walker, that this man, especially, he is a travelist, and everybody, most people that associate with him, they are. Yeah, it's the same very message this woman is pushing here tonight about 6 families running Liberia. What you don't want that born in Liberia? So you telling us that we don't know Liberia, we don't know Morovia, we don't know who have property there. That 6 families that property in Morovia, and that is 6 persons that are running the country, that have been running the country. If you don't have anything to say, you start the divisiveness. The country, I think we are going far place now.
Okay.
Let us talk the issue, the policy, what your candidate have, come on the table, let's discuss the issue, not personality. Because when I feel that when people are going this way, if that's something very personal and they want to bring it into the politics, if you have personal issue with people, take it out with them. But we should start with divisiveness. And that's why I always say that Joseph Walker, for me, he's on tip. This is the same message you see coming from that lady. The same thing he talked to other people. Strangers. Those are his words. How you look at me and say I'm a stranger in Liberia?
Okay. Legendary Amos George. The Liberal Progressive.
Well, Mr. So I just want to thank you for the show tonight. I know we'll be back here again tomorrow. Then we can pick up the story about this arrest of the former Justice Minister, which I think is going to be important and interesting subject matter.
Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to be in 2 segments. We're going to be having a guest, the national president, or let's say the organizing committee of the Booker Washington Institute, the Tigers. They're having a big jamboree conventions or homecoming in Newcastle, Delaware. The national president, the organizing committee, they're going to be here. But I'm going to throw a message in the room, two things. If the panelists can be here, analysts can be here like 7 o'clock, because we'll put them to 8 o'clock since it's a sort of a interview. But we can iron that out and see what it looks like. Or maybe after and do a little time. Okay, guys. Folks, you saw Amos George argument. You saw the liberal progressive argument. These people, they are all not doing us good. They are all protecting their own alligators. Amos George now is believing in the police to conduct an investigation when the organization is unable to have our own internal investigation. You saw the liberal on the other side. You're talking Arinto.
Oh, I ain't interrupting.
Because you saw the liberal on the other end. Even though he can point out tangible to where we can find, but yet and still he said, this is the God that he's carrying. What a sad time for the
Is
country.
he in the country?
Well, so we are asking. You want to ask him? Maybe he will answer you.
Yeah.
Is your Kennedy in the country? Because yeah, rumor that they say he left the country.
Then keep on with the rumor. Don't ask me. I ain't business.
You first
That's not your business. That's not your business. That's not Easter Sunday. What we got to look for egg?
Oh, no. Fasting told you right. I got to be careful. I got to pay total time to go to Boston. So you're right. I won't force it with you.
Okay.
You're right. So you say you won't answer that. Okay.
He was spotted on Kenya Airway. We have the picture, but we have to protect the privacies of the. What is the big deal? The guy, when you're traveling to travel, and we all know what is going on. What is the big deal to just come and have a little briefing, press statement? You don't even need to answer question. This is why it is, and period. That's it. Everything you'll do it on the cloud or darkness, and at the end of the day, it will say, you don't know all the everything when they find that record be there. I'm gonna put a picture up.
See, this is gonna be there watching to see who all going. See this one.
Okay, guys, thank you so much, and we're gonna be back.
Good night.
See this gonna be on our airport waiting to see.
Okay, well, folks, in
listen.
Yeah, we want to thank you so much, my man. I let you go now too. Bye bye. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I'm Alfonso Z and Salt of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. We want to thank you so much. Your comments, your tweets, it doesn't matter what I for again. We value your comment. It is a very serious learning process for us. We'll go back and read these comments. It helps us to enhance our capacity in our conversations. It's a learning point. And you have the right to agree and disagree with all, as long as it's done in a civil context. And the interaction with peers good, expressing and supporting each their own party of the choice. That is okay as well, as long as done in a civic context and making those arguments to be persuasive why your candidate is the best. The clock is eating, much is not being heard. Instead, they're having all of these fountain gatherings, celebrating crowd that does not necessarily to resonate into the actual vote. We need to start talking policy issues now. Hopefully we'll do that. And like the Republic Radio, as usual, we intend not to leave no one behind, including our own local and local organizations as well. The narrative of that being poisoned by the politicians, diaspora Liberians, are not making impact in Liberia. That's not true. We're going to see and how that yoke going to be broken. Tomorrow, I'm going to be having a special group of team here. We are hearing massive preparations is in the making in Newcastle, Delaware. A group calling itself the Booker Washington Institute Alumni Association, BWR, the Tigers of BWR, will be honoring the 30th annual convention spotlight right here on LPR tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The president, Mr. Eric Harris, Madam Tyler Miller is the chapter president of the Valley of Delaware, and Charles Babu, the vice chairman for the reunion planning, will be my guest here tomorrow. I want to be having an issue here, having a conversation here as well. Let's take this break and I will be right back.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Facebook, Instagram, the entire line of social media is the Booker Washington Institute National Alumni Association of North America presenting to you 2023 National Convention in Newcastle, Delaware. Hey, the Tigers weekend long reunion will begin on Friday, June 30th, and from 8 a.m. straight up to 8 p.m. will be arrival of guests, registration, and hotel accommodation. Then 7 p.m. until 12 midnight will be the Tigers night out and Queen contest. Admission will be $20 only. Saturday, July 1st will begin with a General Assembly beginning at 9:30 a.m. straight up to 3 p.m. And that will be followed by the banquet and ball. Those open at 7 p.m. Address is 24 Blaine Vines Drive in Newcastle, Delaware. Convention package for members is $150 US, while the ordinary will pay only $50 US. And to our sweet and loving kind sponsors, we'll pay $100 only. And then comes Sunday, July 2nd, is the farewell cookout. This is when fellow Tiger gets to say goodbye to Tiger. And ladies and gentlemen, the cookout address is 156 Boyer Drive in Newark, Delaware. For more information, please contact Charles Babu 267-240-5487, Jacqueline Bush 678-410-7223, Carlo Miller 619-793-7941, Gentleman Hassan Tor 609-280-9051. Please don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this year's convention will be hosted by the Delaware Valley Chapter BWR. Come on, and let's jam the weekend away.
Absolutely, the BWR, the Tigers of BWR will lock it down to Newcastle this weekend. And of course, Diaspora Informative News Outlet, Liberia Public Radio, has been invited to bring you live coverage. We told you we're also involved in community endeavor. And this is why, if you are a business person, you have your reunion, graduation party, conventions, whatever it is, just let us know. This number is 682-433-8802. When there's no way, we will find it. And talking about graduations, right here in my own Ocean State of Rhode Island, the Datu family cordially invite folks in Rhode Island and its environment to honor the graduation program of their daughter. Proud daughter graduated with high distinct honor, summa cum laude. The Ocean State of Rhode Island and its environment. Attention, please. We are not in Grand Bassa. We are not in Mount Gibbons. We are right here in the Ocean State of Rhode Island. But wait a minute, Mount Gibbons, the Basolian people of the Bassa land. Let's listen to this. And of course, the people of Rhode Island, the Liberian community and its environment waiting here the news. Mr. and Mrs. Melvin Datu Harvard cordially invite you this Saturday, the 24th, for the grand celebration at Carnivals of the graduations of their daughter, Elvin and T. Howard. Oh yes, my mouth is watering. The venue, the place is 70th Jefferson Street in Providence, Rhode Island, right on Capitol Hill. All right, that's it right there. That's my boy, Melvin Cardinal Melvin Datu Howard. We'll be celebrating their daughter's graduation event. So if you're in the Ocean State of Rhode Island this Saturday, just declare it as a holiday for you. Well, folks, every good thing must come to an end. And this is what we do here best in doing what we do. If you have your event, graduation, celebrate your children, celebrate yourself. We don't want to get free money. We do a piece of job for you and then you pay us. Nothing goes free. Advertise with us, be it your market, business in Liberia or here, whatever it is. And even your conventions, reunions, that's the season, be it baby shower or whatever member event you want to give spotlight. We leave no one behind, and that's what we good at doing. Thank you so much for sharing your evening with us right here on LPR. I will be back here tomorrow, all things considered. Special guests will be the folks from the Booker Washington Institute, BWI. I'm very familiar with the Tigers. What we did, the Cardinals of Williamville taught me how. With some March, the Cardinals, with some March, the BWI, the Tigers, 1986. In that memorable August 24th, hosting of the national anthem on the grounds of the Executive Mansion. That went down in history, and the BWI folks pretty well remember that. Thank you so much. Time check here in the East Coast is 10:25 Eastern Standard Time. That's how we're going to draw the curtain here this evening. So we are excited and happy, adding more voices to our talking point. And Mount, we're going to be echoing inside Liberia. The deal is sealed. LPR-TV and Big FM and Sky Communications. The Liberian War today starts the 1st of July to hover in and over the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. I am Alfonso Z, and so by God's willing, same time, same network. Tomorrow we're going to be here with more editions and more programs. Thank you so much for sharing your morning to your afternoon to your evening with us. If for any reasons our conversation did not suit your political taste, that's what we're good at doing. We are not for, we are not against. We stand in the gap as the conduit to intercede and create a corridor of communication where people will be able to make informed decisions. But you have seen from time to time, these people who have made their political choices, which is good, each and every one tries to protect his or her own alligator, giving justification at all costs. Their candidate, their choice is on the right side of history. It is time for them to unveil all. Have a pleasant evening, and by God's willing, we'll be stay safe. And thank you so much for your company with us. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery, 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I'm a customer of Uncle Musa. I came here to get some things from grocery. Their things are so nice. They never get expired. They are the best quality. They have the best price ever anyone can get. They have so many things like cream, like meat, a lot of kind of meat. We have so many kind, and it's the best grocery store I've ever seen here in Woodland. They are located at the 65th and Woodland. If you want, I really appreciate you guys to come over to come and patronize with us because they sell the best quality.
Uncle Musa's Groceries on Woodland Avenue, 6523 Woodland Avenue, Philadelphia, PA. Musa's store is composed of varieties of African food as well as Americans, but predominantly African food. You have dry fish, you have cassava, you have yams, you have plantains, bananas, and Musa even goes out of his way to pay people extra to cut the potato grains for customers to save them extra time. We have deeper, we have fufu, we have the refrigeration center, then we also have cosmetics. This is a place to come in Philadelphia. If you come to Philly, you don't reach to Uncle Musa's Groceries, you have not made your trip complete. Welcome, and we look forward to seeing you sponsoring our business. Thank you.
This is Uncle Musa's store, 6523 Woodland Avenue. It's the only store, a grocery store that deals with African stuff. Anything African things you can get in Uncle Musa store. I am from Igbo in Nigeria. So ndị Igbo dum onye ọbụla wụ onye Igbo ya bịara na Uncle Musa store 6523 Woodland Avenue. Ọ ebe ọ ga-enweta anything wụ ihe ndị Igbo na-eri.
Welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery, 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The business, we have a business on grocery store or African food, all West African food from Liberia, mostly Liberian food. And we have a palm oil imported from Liberia, and we have a very good customer service. If a customer buy from Uncle Musa Grocery, you get bonus certain times, and things are very reasonable. We have a good palm oil. Anything you want from Africa, West Africa, you can get it from Uncle Musa Grocery. We do retail and wholesale. So you can visit, we have a couple of stores in Philadelphia. We have one on 6523 Woodland Avenue, and another one is a clothing store on 6519 Woodland Avenue. And we have another one on Upper Darby, Gary Road. So you're welcome for shopping. Everything is nice. Customer service perfect. So that's it.
In Philadelphia, telephone number 215-726-2610. Address is 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia. Uncle Musa Store, a home of organic food for healthy family. Tell Uncle Musa is LPR-TV gives you this message.
Welcome everyone. This is Liberia Public Radio. We are coming to you from Uncle Musa's Grocery, one of the groceries located on Woodland Avenue. And I have here with me the proprietor, Uncle Musa, the owner of the store. Uncle Musa, please tell all about about your business entity in the Philadelphia area.
Okay, this is welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery. This is 6523 Woodland Avenue, zip code 19142, and we have another store on 804 Garrett Road, Upper Darby. That's all in Pennsylvania. Our grocery mostly will carry African food, palm oil, imported from Liberia and West Africa. So you're welcome here. We have a very good customer service. We have very reasonable prices. And anything you want from Liberia, trust me, you will get it from Uncle Musa Grocery. So we welcome everybody. And I promise you, you get good customer service in our stores. So choose to come in.
Okay, that's the voice of the owner of Uncle Musa's Grocery. And I want to welcome all of you. This is one of the leading African stores in Philadelphia. Trust me, we are always here, and anything that you want from Africa, you can get it right here at Uncle Musa's Grocery Store. We see you there. Don't hesitate. Don't waste time. Come here and get all your needs.
Okay, that's Uncle Musa. We say Uncle Musa for many years now. His patronage to this network is unquestionable. I want to say thank you so much because that helps to keep the wheel of this industry. So if you're out at Liberian, no matter where you are, when there's no way we can find it out, let us know. We have the capacity to create that conversation, to showcase your business. So we don't just only prioritize politicians. We give ordinary Liberians the opportunity as well to showcase and tell their own narrative of their success story. And part of that to be an entrepreneur. So politicians is not something that they are not people we just worry about. Only they make decisions in our behalf. And so we focus on them. We talk about them as well. But we intend not to leave no one behind. If you're touched by our broadcasting and things that we want to do, we ask for donation, but we want to work for it. Too much of cadeau free is just not good. 682-433-8802. We are also making massive preparations to provide coverage in the coming presidential and legislative elections like we have done in the past. And part of that requires resources. It's a public service network. That's why I see the analysts here, they are volunteering their services, their expertise. No one is on salary. Everybody push their hour in account. Instead, they support this network. Your part is also needed. The Cash App, the Zelt, which is attached to the organization's account number, is there, 682-433-8802. We want to thank you so much for your time, and I hopefully we're going to be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to pivot. We're going to have a community conversation. The Illuminati Association to the Booker Washington Institute 30th Annual Homecoming is featuring and hovering Newcastle, Delaware. Massive, as we are hearing, massive preparation is in the making. The organizing committee, the national president, they will be here tomorrow to take us through and what they hopes to achieve at that program. Until then, have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.
I just want to thank you. Thank you.